Hello, everyone. It's a good day. I was thinking of doing Tuxedo Mask today, but it is late. And I thought, especially after the big, hey Lemon, after the whole big show from last night, I can take it easy and do something really low key tonight.
Thank you.
Just a happy Saph playing some pokies with some edgy cats. Lemon, me and Aklis finally sat down and watched your About Me. It was great. Boy. Good boy.
Good luck.
It's totally cool. I'm always shy. Believe it or not. I get super nervous before streaming. Hey.
Awesome!
That's the stuff. It's time. Great job. How was it? timing. Excellent. That's right. Whoa!
Sorry about that. How long have I been that quiet? Sorry, guys. That I don't know. I think either I accidentally clicked on something or a fucking cat accidentally clicked on something. And my mic was turned all the way down. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, that was a setting on my end. Jama cat. An actual Jama cat.
That's the stuff.
Aw, glad you're cute. Alright. Yeah, that's like extremely exhausting. I hate that. I very, very specifically vent at people who I know exactly how they're gonna respond. Of time and counting when brushing my teeth. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I lose track of brushing my teeth. I literally forget all the time if I have or have not brushed my teeth recently. Oh my god. Oh, you're so cute. You're so confused. Not really. I wouldn't say that's my, yeah, it's much more the like, did I do that thing or not is much more the brushing teeth experience for me. But when I'm actually doing it, I'm usually like having a kind of grand old time actually. It's sort of like taking a bath, like I'll forget to do it. But when I'm doing it, I'm delighted. I'm like having a really good time. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're stunning. Yes!
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Okay, I gotta start looking forward. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really gonna need Mag's help to open up some courses in the snowy area. God, that kid is starting to get on my nerves. Why can't you be happy for me? Man! God, Lemon, that frustrates me. That is not how friendship is supposed to work. Yeah, sure. Hello, dearling. Hello, dearling. Oh, you're lost? Are you lost? Huh. Don't know what that is. Yeah, let her rip, Lemon. Also, Mag, I'm taking all spoilers tonight. I'm so psyched about other games and stuff that I want to play that I'm ready to start really jamming through. Because 5 more days and Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne's coming out. Like, I feel good about being at like above 200 at this point. So I feel like I've really done. Oh my god, remind me what that is again? Aziraphale? Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, congrats!
There's something there.
Wait, where? Nah, I won't. Okay. Yeah, Lemon, why don't you take a minute and whenever you're ready, like we're gonna be here. You know that I'm on almost every night, and you know you also know my regulars at this point. All my good boys and my good buddies. Yes. So take your time, like no pressure. Celebi, where'd you go? Kid, you are such a bummer. Hi. Shoot. Haha. Alright, Superior. On my left somewhere. There he is. Okay. With an orb, feed fruit. Hey. Good boy. Yes, I had just gotten this. Yeah! But in a very... Curl up. Good boy. Wait. Was that the Bulbasaur?
was it?
Aww. Alright. Hello, boy. I'm mad at you. Mwah. Wow, this is just all... Oh, okay. That's cool, though. I like that. Oh. I am keeping an eye on the conversation, by the way, but I also think my peeps are killing it and saying more or less what I would say, so rad. Okay. I think that should be it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Nice work.
Yeah, Lemon, and I don't want to disclose anything that you've said to me offline, but sort of in general, you want to make sure that you're keeping a full picture of all of the factors, because as you know,
Nice work.
I have pretty severe ADHD and
Nice work.
an NT partner, in fact,
Great timing.
and I really take responsibility for the effect that it has, and try to, and you know, balancing, like, it's not, it can be a reason, but it's not an excuse to dismiss. And yeah, Mag is right. Attacking feelings is uncalled for.
Nice work.
I mean, your feelings are valid.
Nice work.
Feelings are sort of inherently valid. They're not always truth.
Nice work.
In fact, they're basically always valid, and never truth is actually much truer. Oh shit! That's a very high score. Mistaking feelings for facts
Nice work.
can be a big source of trouble. But at the same time, when you're dealing with somebody else's feelings, it's also important to understand that, like, feelings are also not choice. They exist in and of themselves, and they need to be sort of acknowledged in their own existence. Otherwise, you can't really work through them or deal with them in any kind of healthy way.
Excellent.
Feelings are usually there to, like, give you some kind of... to indicate something to you. They're not usually totally right on the mark. The thing that you're having the feeling about is usually not the thing that it's trying to tell you. Jealousy isn't usually about the thing that you think that you're jealous about. It's usually about having a missing need. Being angry is usually not the thing that you're angry about. It's usually about something else that's going... like, it's a lot of work to figure out how to navigate those things, but it's always important to really look at the feeling as a real thing and try to understand what it's trying to tell you about your circumstances.
Good luck.
And it's never cool to be dismissive about them as a partner. I personally use and love BetterHelp. It's pretty affordable, especially for how much you get.
Whoa, really?
Nice.
Whoa. feel kind of silly because, like, it's my stream and I should be talking more, but I'm actually, like, in a weird way feeling like I'm listening to what everybody else is saying to Lemon. And that's... I should not be doing that because I'm supposed to be streaming. But I just so, like, I'm so interested and, like, respect all of my friends' opinions and thoughts on these things. So, basically, I guess what I should at least do is narrate a little bit about what everyone is sort of talking about, which is, you know, Sasuga on-brand Saph, all about mental health and taking care of yourself and valuing therapy and how partners should not dismiss your feelings. And also all these things in the context of ADHD. It's extremely my area. Oh yeah, Atlas is definitely somebody who has that massive shutting down response, and yeah, man, it's tough. It's not something that you can do anything about. I have had to be very patient in trying to show Atlas that he can trust me, and I've tried to be very diligent about really demonstrating that and not just saying that, you know, so that that response can be a little bit, can have some space to, you know, retrain itself. But Axis is also completely right on that it's not going to make any difference without the person making that decision actively. Thank you, Atlas. A huge part of it is acceptance. I don't want to be, like, too froofy, but you can't get anywhere on anything, you know, emotional or personal, with too much judgment. You have to accept, for example, that you have stuff that is that it's going to be a holdover, because you can't be non-judgmental about dealing with it if you can't talk about it without shutting down, without being defensive. You can't deal with a problem if you won't look at it. And sometimes the first step is trying to make it easier to look at. And making it easier to look at often, the way that it looks for me, is to find a way to accept it, at least as the starting point that you're working from. So, for me, a lot of times, it's stuff like, you know, the simplest, most straightforward thing is I have ADHD. That I can't actually just, like, I can't sit here wanting myself to be someone who a person with ADHD is not predisposed to being.
Nice work.
So starting from that point, starting from the point that I am never going to be somebody who will never cry in front of someone, which I find very humiliating and also very vulnerable, because looking weak in front of other people is something that really stresses me out.
Nice work.
And I remember that when I was young, I had over and over the experience of telling myself, and by young I mean like a child, that like, I will never cry again. It was always so horrible, and I always hated it so much, and it was always brutal. And the way that I handle that kind of thing now is, look, I have a reality where my emotional control / my ability to, like, mask emotions, mask completely normal emotions, to shift from emotion to emotion in a slower way. Like, all those things, like, I just don't have. I'm just, like, biochemically predisposed
Good luck.
to not having that be super easy. So once I can learn to accept, the problem is before accepting that, I just want to be different, and I would hate myself when I failed. I would hate myself when I got emotional, or when I got whatever, or like when I wasn't what I wanted to be. And that didn't help anything. It just contributed to self-loathing, which just made it, harder to have better emotional control. Whereas when I learned to accept, hey, you're a person who, first off, this emotional control stuff, the reason that I find it so humiliating is that other people who are not me, people who don't have ADHD, in order to have the same kind of emotional, what looks like the same kind of emotional reaction as me, they would need to have a bigger emotion. For me, it's a smaller emotion, it's just that there's no masking there, so it looks huge. So the first thing was, the reason I find this humiliating, there's a real explanation for why I don't have to find it humiliating. So instead of hating myself or feeling just really shitty about it, I learned to explain to people. And I've literally had to explain this to bosses. That, like, look, I have this physiological response where I get kind of teary and I look like I'm going to cry, and it's just really important that you understand that, like, this is a physiological thing for me. I'm not actually particularly upset. And it's true, because I don't have trouble taking criticism. I don't have trouble handling stress. And by that, what I mean is, I'm not going to make unhealthy, unproductive choices from those feelings. It's just that you're going to see them flicker across my face. And for a lot of people, you see something like that before something happens. For me, that's not what's happening. For me, that's just what it looks like when completely standard emotional processes that everyone experiences, when I have them, you can see a lot more of what's happening behind my eyes. And so instead of just trying to be better at masking and putting a lot of effort into being good at something that I am never going to be good at, I learned to explain it to people and to prove it to them, to get, depending, again, I also learned to not give a fuck if people who just, like, wanted to have a problem with me were gonna have a problem with me, but anybody who was remotely invested in empathy towards me, in hearing me out and in understanding me, for those people, it turned out to be a better use of energy to try and say, hey, look, I don't work in the way that you necessarily might expect me to. I would like the opportunity to explain it to you in my own words, and how it's different from what you might expect. How it's not quite the same thing that you might expect based on your previous experience, based on, like, what it might take for you to personally have this kind of response, for example. Whoa. Whoa.
it up and come on back.
I don't know how much I'm actually going to, like,
Good to see you.
the point of radical acceptance, but to be fair, I don't know that I know enough about it to completely understand what it is as an ethos. But what I'm saying is that acceptance has to be your starting point. Acceptance has to be your starting point because otherwise you're never going to address the problem. You're just going to continue down unhelpful versions of either self-hatred or self-denial. And it's just not the like I said, the thing about crying, for example, that like until I accepted that that it was a way that I was, and that it was an okay way to be, that the things that were the problem were not that I cry, it was these other things around crying. It was what people thought that it meant. It was these, you know, the reasons that it was humiliating for me. It was the reasons that it was scary for me. And accepting it was the first step in being able to see all of these other more important things about what's wrong with it. And those important things were like being scared about like what it might cost me if someone sees me cry or thinks that I'm weak or thinks that I'm over emotional. And once I understood that, and once I understood that like those fears are not necessarily founded in the reality of my level of emotional control, it's just, it looks like I'm more upset than I am usually. Once I was able to understand those things, what I was really worried about, what I was really scared of. By the way, I'd just like to point out that the 2-star Torchic photo, Atlas, this is still the one that you took on our first stream. It's still the best one. You can't control other people, Lemon. And believe me, I know exactly what you're talking about. Atlas is very badly affected by me crying around him. It's very stressful for him, and I understand that. I can't promise that I won't do it, but I've tried to find sources of stress around it to make it less stressful, less likely. There are a lot of things that you can do with another person who is willing to work with you, but you can't do it alone. You can't do it to someone, you can't force someone, you can't change someone. Me and Atlas work together on finding ways that, like, my neurodivergence can be stressful for him. We find ways that work for both of us. And it's hard. It's not easy. But it's the only way to actually achieve, like, a partnership with somebody. Yeah, Atlas hates when I cry, and I hate the effect that my crying has on Atlas. And so, more often than not, I will try to not cry, but there's a healthy way of doing that, and there's an unhealthy way of doing that. The unhealthy way, which I have done in the past, which I refuse to do with Atlas because he's an incredibly special person that I don't want to fuck anything up with. The unhealthy way is just trying not to do it. The healthy way is for us to talk about, well, if the big trigger is the crying, can we work together on finding the ways to avoid getting to that point? Thanks, Atlas. Yeah, and I hope that one of the things that you've also been able to see and that I've been able to demonstrate, I'm really hoping, is that even if it's more than you have in that exact moment, if you are able to support me in staying in an even place myself, the very second that I could return the favor, I try to do that. I try to refill you. I try to not just, like, take energy from you, but if the energy that you're giving me is, like, just a little bit overextended, I hope that you recognize that one of the biggest reasons that it is worth it is because I do consider the partnership to be one where I am invested in
Great timing.
What's the best word? I care about the word that I use. Oh, thank you, Atlas.
Nice work. Nice work. Nice work.
in reciprocating the effort.
Great timing.
And it's one of those things that, like, it's a dynamic, and I really think it's the only healthy dynamic, especially when you're talking about these kinds of things having to do with
Nice work.
being able to navigate. I mean, everybody, you know, neurodivergence and all of that stuff is very, not extreme, but it can be stark, right? Like, when you're talking about navigating neurodivergence, it can be a stark thing to navigate with somebody in an interpersonal relationship. But for the most part, the stuff that I'm talking about is universal. Human beings are full human beings, and you need to navigate things together with a partner in order to have a healthy partnership with someone. Whether or not you have a neurodivergence or whatever, like, everyone is a person, and everyone has their stuff, and everyone has their histories and their traumas and their misconceptions and their, you know, and just their preconceptions. So no matter what, I think a lot of this stuff is universal, even if neurodivergence and differences in you know, neurotypical neurodivergence sort of spectrum stuff is starker. It's still all the same kind of thing, which is you accept the mechanics of where you're starting from. You don't have to have a whole lot of judgment about just the feelings part, right? If you have a trauma, you accept that you have a trauma. You don't just try to wish it away and just like hate yourself every time that it shows up, or you accept that the trauma is there. You accept that the neurodivergence is there. You accept those things. But after that, you don't have to accept a behavior. You don't have to accept a dynamic. I've had plenty of partners who had no problem with me crying. So that's what I did. And it was okay. Atlas, it's really hard for him. And so I'm not going to be not neurodivergent at him. But we can work on getting to things that might make it really hard for me to not cry earlier, so that the crying doesn't come into it. And knowing that that could be a lot of energy for Atlas, I am always very ready to bounce back from that. And I've cultivated such an appreciation and like a sense for when he's giving me that effort, that I am like whip ready to appreciate it the second that I am turned around and going from a down trajectory to an up trajectory. I am immediately extremely grateful. And cultivating that instinct, cultivating that feeling is a dynamic that worked for us. And it took us a long time to learn how to do stuff like this, and we're not completely there. But the more important thing than being completely there is the fact that we both are invested in figuring these things out, and that both of us we both buy that it's possible, and we both trust each other to be trying, that neither of us is actually just like, you know, using the other to get what we want, right? To get the other person to change around us. Like, you do have to have trust in order to put in the amount of energy that it takes to be able to navigate things like this productively. And that takes time. But if you don't find that, if you don't see that willingness there, you can't force it. It has to be two human beings making that decision. There's no other option. Otherwise, like, all you're going to be doing is taking on the responsibilities of another person. You won't get anything, and it'll just drain you more. It'll just make it harder, and it'll just be future trauma that you have to navigate. And I don't want that for you or for anybody. And it doesn't mean that he's a bad person or anything like that. It's just sometimes people aren't ready, sometimes people aren't there yet. Sometimes people just don't fit. But taking it on yourself, taking on stuff that's not you, that's not yours to take on, is not going to be good for you.
Awesome.
And I did see the thing about trust, and I want to add to that. trust is essential, but you can't just ask for and give trust. You have to really cultivate it together. That's important too. So I've done, especially because Atlas's fairly limited experience with neurodivergence quite like mine, or at least handled like mine. I don't know, I'm not going to speak for him here, but at least was not used to my, my way, I guess. And I went out of my way to be very, very, very radically honest about everything with him for a very long time. And I mean, like, I would catch myself in things that don't even feel like lies, but I would realize, like, maybe I'd be a little sad, and maybe he'd ask me how I was, and I'd really want to say fine, the way that one does. Right? Like, nobody thinks that makes me a horrible liar. If my boyfriend asks me how I'm feeling and it's not really great, but I want to say fine. I realized that the level of trust that I had to ask of this person in order to believe things that you can't just ask someone to believe. Like, you can't just ask somebody who does not have any reason to have any experience with it to believe that, like, hey, I'm gonna ask you to do something that sounds like it makes absolutely no sense, and it's emotionally risky, and I just need you to trust me. That's not really fair. So because I recognized that I was gonna be asking these big things of him, I went out of my way to make sure that I wasn't even these sort of little lies. There wasn't room for that. Like, for most couples, there probably is. Honestly, I think that there probably is room for, I'm fine, when you're, like, not fully fine, when you're a little bit, like, whatever. I knew that this person was gonna have to trust things that his entire existence of being an alive human in the world would be telling him this can't be true. For example, telling him that he can ignore me when I'm talking. Telling him, it is hard to believe. Telling him that, like, hey, when I say this to you, I need you to say this exact thing, and it doesn't need to be true. I don't need it to be true, it doesn't matter. Like, just lie. It's fine, it's not important. All of this shit, like, it's hard to believe. I remember one time we were, like, sort of fighting, sort of post-fight, that kind of thing, and it was like 4 a.m. And I was, like, saying a bunch of stuff, and he wanted to go to sleep, and I was like, oh shit, sorry, I didn't realize, like, go to sleep, that's totally fine. And his response was, okay, I can't go to sleep, we're, like, fighting. Like, I get that, I get that you don't mean that. And I had to really teach him over a very long time that, like, no, you don't understand. I have severe ADHD, and I'm in a thing right now where I'm thinking about something, and I have to say it. But you don't have to read it. I'm gonna type it, you don't have to read it, I don't need you to respond. You can come back and talk to me later. I am not being passive-aggressive. I literally don't, I need to say it, but I don't need you to listen to it right now. And that shit is extremely hard to believe when you live in a world where usually, oh, I'm fine is code for something else. And so because I was working against a lifetime of experiences like that, I also knew that I didn't have the luxury of those little lies either, that building trust with this person in this situation actually did require me to be so honest that it was often extremely uncomfortable for me, where I would have to say, I don't want to admit that I'm slightly sad right now, but I have to because I'm trying to show you that you can trust me when I say things that sound fucking wild, but that are true about how my brain works. And it has been hard, but I am completely happy with the results of this decision. Personally. I know I just said a whole shit ton of super personal stuff, which I hope I kept, like, at least to the right amount of personal. And I'm also going to try to pick up on conversations that I've met that have, oh, a lot of it is Thackus being nice to me, and I like that. Oh my god, Lemon. Shit. I just found the Aziraphale thing very endearing. But yeah, I mean, I'm just sharing this stuff to like show that there is, as hard as it seems like there are totally achievable balances between accepting the realities of your own difficulties and still. Oh hey! Oh hey! Dorian Grayscale, thank you! Buddy! If anyone does not know, Dorian Grayscale is the booktuber that hangs out on Jane Night, which is tonight. He's a writer friend of mine. He's great. Yeah, Lemon, that's not an uncommon type of thing to have to navigate early on. And as long as you're willing, as long as you're both willing to navigate, it is navigable. That's sort of like, I guess that's why I'm talking about all of this stuff, because I kind of want to show that even though it seems insurmountable, with two willing humans who have enough investment and maturity to work on themselves and to work with each other in good faith, things can be navigable. You can make real achievements in emotional intimacy and building a life with somebody, and you know, building connections with somebody, building commitments with people. Like it can be done. It can be done over all kinds of obstacles, even though it can seem really daunting. And I guess I'm just sort of trying to demonstrate that by being honest about stuff like this. I don't know. Because I can't give you, like, advice. I can't give you therapy. I can give you a safe place to be and sort of be accepted and be, and to commiserate. And I can tell you about myself and my life and my experiences. And I can tell you that I like you. And I can, throw you to the like fluffy bunnies of my friends, to do and say more of the same. That's sort of like a thing that I can offer you here.
Nice work.
Therapeutic and therapy are different. Therapeutic is excellent, by all means. Maybe ego, maybe self-esteem. Zeraphale, I just made fun of you for making referential humor that nobody understood literally last night.
That's right.
Oh, Atlas. I'm so glad that that's made it. I'm so glad that that has been landing for you. Because, yeah, disconnecting the negative emotions that I might have, that your ex might have had, and the way that that person handled it, and the way that that went for you, that's been huge. And I'm just so, so happy that you're starting to, feel that and believe it. It means the world to me. And yes, Aziraphale, it is kind of your thing, and it is endearing.
Take care.
Is you know, the I'm upset but I'm not upset with you is definitely a good one. I've never thought of that. For me, I've just had a difficult time, I don't know if proving it is the right word that I mean here, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to be comforted. You know? I don't want... Sometimes I just want to be comforted. Have emotional burden removed as a favor and a sort of a way of expressing affection, I guess. Oh, wow. You are very pretty like that. Hi. You look kind of ghostly for it. Oh, did the... Yeah, I'm clearly more interested in, like, sort of talking than trying very hard at this game, which is fine. Fine by me. Talking is nice. I'm slightly behind on the chat. I think this is the moment to read it. So I think that nothing interesting happens here right now. There's also just higher rank, I think, where we have been people for longer, and we've been people making emotional and relationship mistakes for longer. So why not? Why not benefit from all of our mistakes? It's what I do. Benefit from my own mistakes. I buy that, Atlas. That explains a lot about about you. Also our compatibility despite our age difference. I think we've possibly been people for roughly the same amount of time. That's true, Mag.
Whoa, really?
Hello.
Yeah, Bag, I was basically literally just saying the same thing, that like, yeah, wow, I'm like not trying at this game right now. That's fine. That's super fine. The talking is fantastic. I love that we're a crowd that can kind of show up and be like, let's talk about how to be emotionally healthy in relationships. I'm very down for that to be a thing that happens here. Earning that mental health tag.
Now then. Nice work. Nice work.
Yeah, Lemon, the problem with the leave him thing is, like, that's not gonna help you navigate anything else in the future, right? Like,
Nice work.
I don't know
Great timing.
about this person.
Nice work.
I don't know if you know, ultimately
Nice work.
ought to decide to stay in that relationship or not, but that's really kind of not, like, the point, in that it's like, it's not the central question. Huh. Atlas, yeah, you're adorable. The central question is going to be a you-centered question. It's not going to be, do I just get rid of this external problem because this person is the issue? It's sort of like what I was saying earlier about how, like, I can't just wish I don't cry. Like, your decisions about staying in a relationship or not are ultimately going to be secondary to navigating the questions that you're bringing up from the perspective of yourself, right? Like, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? How does this relate within your relationship? And then when you know what it is that you want to do and what you want to say, what you need, what you need to figure out, what needs are not being met, all that shit, like, you figure that stuff out about yourself, and then you try to communicate with your partner. You know, these are steps that you're gonna have to do whether or not you're with somebody who will ultimately be, you know, a person you want to stay with. Like, it's not either or, and it's not going to be immediately, like, clear. And if you just sort of, like, cut and run, you know, every time you encounter a difficulty, you're not actually going to get to the heart of the questions that are going to prepare you, sort of in general, for the relationships that you want to be in. God knows that I'm happy that I had enough in me to I knew enough about myself and what I needed to do, and what I was interacting with based on being a neurodivergent interacting in a neurotypical world, that I was able to navigate things with Atlas without traumatizing the fuck out of him or myself. I'm really, 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 really happy about that because I have had enough life to know how special he is. But if I had just, again, like, if I hadn't done some of this work, I wouldn't have had the information and the skills that I would have needed in order to be able to do this and navigate it and know what I was doing and know that I was doing it on purpose, not just to keep something because I happened to have it, but because I was choosing to really do work that I knew was worth doing because I had done work that made that clear to me already. That I knew what I wanted and why. I knew what was worth effort to me and what was not going to be worth effort for me. Which is why, like, it's just not helpful. I think we were in agreement. It's just not helpful to be like, oh, just leave him. That's just not an important central part of this question. It just isn't. It's a thing that might be a conclusion that comes from working through all of this stuff, but it's secondary. It's something that you get clarity on from working through these other things. It's not just like, it's not the simple solution that it sounds like when somebody who doesn't want to be helping you work through something or doesn't know how to give advice or whatever, just kind of wants to end a conversation about something they don't understand. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that, like, questions like these are not answered by making it about, oh, like, do I stay in this relationship or not? That question comes later. And really, if you're putting enough focus on these things, it's not a question that should be all that confusing. Like, hard, yes. Complicated, sure. But, like, there can be a lot more clarity by working through these other aspects about whether or not you want to be in a relationship, in a particular relationship. It's something that if it's, yeah, like I said, I think that it's something that working through these things, like, clarifies. Huh. 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 Hi, Delbert.
You've run out of memory.
Okay.
Let's call that enough research for now.
Yeah, Mag, I'm not 100% sure where you were responding to about, but I'm gonna address this. There are boundaries between that's fine, that needs work, that's a red flag, and get out of there right this second. Part of what I'm saying is that being able to navigate these things about yourself allows those questions to be a little bit clearer. Not that those questions are not, don't have objective answers sometimes and aren't, it's just that it's easier sometimes to be able to work through those things when you have clarity on the yourself part. That's more what I mean. I hope that makes sense. Like, I have a suspicion that I've gotten to a point in my life where there are a handful of people. I think Russian tacos, maybe, like, there are a handful of people who I might... inherently take... Yeah, like the get out of there right the second territory is definitely, no, I'm not talking about internal learning per se. I'm talking about the ability to recognize a get out of there this instant situation.
Nice work.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, I'm definitely not talking about using things to learn. I'm talking about starting from clarity within yourself in order to be able to make sure that you are able to interpret what's happening around you with clarity. Because when there's confusion, take it from somebody who was in a get out of there right this second situation when I could not get out of there right this second. I was there and I was stuck there because it took me such a long time to have a solid enough internal locus of, like, comparison and perspective to be able to recognize how bad it was. And that's sort of where I'm coming from. It's that, like, having that makes it much easier to recognize that something bad is happening. And that's what I mean by, like, it can make it easier to recognize that you might want to not be in a situation anymore. Maybe not even that something bad is happening, but that something isn't going to make you happy, if something is not satisfying you, something isn't enough for you. All of those things are easier to recognize and to act on when you're able to have clarity within yourself. That's what I mean. And so I'm part of this is that I think that get out of the right this second is easier to see, and easier to see earlier when you have that. Yeah, and the thing that I was sort of getting at, and I didn't really know exactly how to explain, is that there's maybe one person in my life who, if they said something to me, like, get out of there right now, who I would be like, even though I don't see it, I trust you enough that this is gonna be... The mere fact that you are the one saying this to me is enough for me to take it seriously, and I don't know if it means that I would get out of there right now, but it would definitely make me... It would do a lot. It would have a huge effect on my interpretation of a situation, for sure. Don't break. Where? Huh. I'm gonna restart this. Ah. Crying a lot is nothing to be ashamed of. Honestly, I genuinely feel that it is mostly physiological. Like, legit. I think that predisposition to crying is very largely physiological, and I think that people should be cool about it. Oh, Cumchu! Hi! Oh, okay. The one with Cumchu? Or that one? Excellent. I got the Cumchu. Is getting the Cumchu what I wanted? Hey, cool. I'm good, Lemon. And let's be super clear, not a substitute for actual therapy. You know, it's somebody who is both a professional and has more than like 8 seconds on Twitch to interact with you and understand you. Are you gliding? Oh, hi. God, you're pretty. Oh, hi! Hi! Oh! Hey! Hi! Glaceon! Glaceon! Hi! 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 Let's be friends! No! Come back! I love you! Oh, Lemon, you're so sweet. Hey, 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 hey. Aw, good boy. No, stop tricking me. You were mean today. Okay, you get one mean day, but do not be mean again next week, okay? Good boy. Be a good boy. Whoa. Wait, what? Did something happen? Okay, I gotta... Yeah, Mag, I'm like only sort of on top of your advice, but I will either be more on top of your advice later, or I'll go through it before another run, or I'll figure it out. I usually do. I usually figure out my shit at some point. Hi, beautiful. Aww. Oh, you're delightful and lovely. Orange cat. Alright, I'll read your advice and do it correctly next time. Or I'll try to do it correctly in the future. Hi, Bear. Okay.
How was it?
Oh, Mag, you're sweet. Watch the cliffs. Oh, guys, you guys are all so great. Thank you so much for everybody who's being, like, vulnerable and open in the conversation. That is extremely meaningful to me. It makes me feel like so much less of a freak for feeling much more comfortable in this kind of environment than in, I guess, than in sort of like conventional society or the rules of conventional society. I really prefer this kind of space, and it's really nice that I feel like it's being cultivated here. Because I wanted to be able to have a space that might be helpful to other people like me, but it's kind of also becoming a space that's like also better for me than the ones that I often feel stuck in, and I didn't think that that could happen. I didn't know how to, like, do that. I didn't really know that that was an option. So, thank you guys. It means a lot to me. You got sunburned? Shit. Aw. Feel better, Mag. Good night. Kitty. Come chill, Kitty. I'm playing video games and chatting with our buddies. Kitty. I don't know how to take care of a sunburn, but I'm sure White Boy can help. I'm sure you also know what you're doing. I'm just making fun of the fact that you guys sunburn. I don't. You guys have a problem, I don't. Yeah, I know, right? Spicy. Why were you such a hiss boy today? Not a toy. Yes, I know that you don't want to sit, but sit. Ah! A hissy fit! Oh my god! Fuck. love licks. Oh, good boy. Ooh, yay. Wait, how do I have no Cubchoo pictures? That doesn't make sense.
Nice work.
The fuck?
Nice work.
Hey. Kitty.
Nice work.
Good kitty. Mwah.
Nice work.
Night Mag. Oh, I thought I might have had that one.
Nice
Oh.
work. Nice work.
My god, you giant white cat.
Perfect timing.
Could be. Nope. Nope. Headphones are not a toy.
Nice work. Perfect timing.
Nope. Wire's not a toy. My god, you're such a problem child today. Huh. Sit. Okay, fine. Headphones are.
Nice work.
Headphones are. Ah! Good boy.
Great timing.
Oh. Mag's leaving and I still don't know how to open the next route. I guess I'll just have to catch him some other time. Or use the internet. I don't know.
Right, right.
Good boy. What a good boy. What am I doing? God damn it, you're not a good boy today. Ugh, you have me so trained. Why don't I have you trained? Were you just playing us for snacks? You're so manipulative. We need to have a healthier relationship, Cat. You and me, Cat.
Good luck.
I can't be trained, but I can be programmed. I feel like I'm missing so much. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's okay. He'll have the thing where, like, suddenly everything makes sense. It just won't be tonight. Which is fine, because tonight I just wanted to have a nice, chill stream in my tuxedo mask. My tuxedo mask shirt. With my big dumb cat. I'm so confused. I swear one time I looked down and I saw... Oh my god! Atlas! Awesome! What does it do? Atlas, tell me. Tell me about your lurk command. I'm jealous of your lurk command. I have lurk command envy. That's amazing. I love it. I want a lurk command. I'm really excited. I started very lightly exploring the overlay, and I'm very excited to start playing with it as soon as I have one of those bursts of inspiration and shit. Is this what I was supposed to do? I feel surprised that it's not working yet, though. Maybe? Yeah, I'm looking forward to turning people into bosses that we can all fight. That sounds great. I bet I could find a way to make you a poison type boss. I'm not 100% sure how it works yet, but that seems super doable. Hey. Hey, Mama.
Oh.
Whoops. Okay. Yeah, let's catch up stuff.
How was it?
Oh boy, Atlas, yeah, I don't recommend using the bot as a programming language. Not that that sounds like I know what I'm talking about. But still. I think I have sufficient instincts to be able to agree that that is not a good idea.
Let's do this. Nice work. Nice work.
Hooray.
Nice work.
I had so much fun yesterday.
Nice work.
Man, that was
Nice
awesome.
work.
I didn't even realize, you know, that stream was almost 7 hours long. It was 6 hours and 45 minutes, and
Nice work.
that flew by for me. I can't believe how much fun I had. I hope I get to do things like that more. Like,
Nice work.
do something that's kind of a big show.
Nice work.
It was so great, Atlas. Like,
Nice work.
it was just fun. It was just hanging out, and I love that we had... No, it's totally cool, Lemon. That's why it's recorded. Let's do something else here. I think that the dinner thing was really great, because it was a nice moment to decompress and just chat with people, and...
Alright.
Like, it was actually kind of great to show off, like, your swords and your bar. And like, you know, going through it again a little bit, like, there was so much great stuff that I missed, which seems like a thing I should be upset about, but it's actually kind of great. It's like, it feels like it's so dense that like I can, my ADHD brain will like suddenly remember a thing that I forgot about and like go back to it and start talking about it again later. Like I feel like there's like, almost like there's content that I will remember about later. It's okay, Lemon, it's on the video. We can clip it for you. Sweet. It perched. Eating fluff fruit, okay. But yeah, I think that idea of actually sitting and eating dinner while chatting with people made a really big difference to, I think, the experience of it. It felt, oh yeah, I love the cave. I want to do the cave. I want to do the cave, guys. I really like the cave. Lemon, you can flood next week's chat with weapon questions. Slash, you can flood any chat with weapons questions, but I still think that you should probably do it on one of Atlas's, since I know fuck all about weapons. What do I know about? I mostly just have like, I don't know that I know things exactly. I mostly just have like, I don't know, vague insights and thoughts about things. I suspect I go out of my way to ingest information that way because I know that my memory is so unreliable. So I try to have things be based more on like thought processes rather than just information. Because I'm gonna lose information. I really do not know anything about Pokemon, dude. You do not understand the universe that we're dealing with when we talk about what Pokemon knowledge is. Knowing stuff about ADHD. So, I believe very strongly that I know way the fuck more than your average doctor about ADHD. But if you pay attention to the types of things that I say about ADHD and the types of things that I say that I know about ADHD, almost all of it is insight-based. Exactly what I'm talking about. It's about observations and putting process and sort of like making basically, yeah, insights about how various things that are known about ADHD fit together with things that are observable and things that I can, you know, observe in myself and pattern match about and stuff like that. Like, it's not exactly like objective or knowledge of facts and much. It's a lot of it is genuinely forms of insight. God, I hope that shadow was in that.
Oh, wow.
Uh...
Oh.
Media, politics, ADHD, cats. Media. Yeah. I still think that most of the stuff that I know about media is observations. Observations, insights. Oh, hi. Hey, buddy. Oh, you're peeking out? Aw, that's sweet. I like that. ADHD, it's like fucking, like, the medical establishment knows fuck all about it, and that is dereliction in so many ways. So I feel totally justified in trying to figure it out. People who should be are not taking it seriously enough. I don't know if that's true. Basically, it's just they're fucking behind, and they're so behind that there's low-hanging fruit on figuring stuff out about it. Because I can't even imagine being dumb enough to think that it goes away after childhood, or that girls don't have it. I'm sorry, what the fuck? I don't have to trust you if in my lifetime, that's what your establishment thought of ADHD. I can figure this shit out at, like, that level. Fuck you. I think that all of us talking to each other about our experiences is yielding a fuck ton of insights that are extremely useful. But yeah, no, I really do think that the majority of my intelligence is very much aimed at things that are process-based for a reason. Because any reliance on facts just is very unreliable. He headbutt the wall. Ha! Oh god, that was all great.
Nice work.
I am combination type ADHD, and I am weirdly proud of that. Because it was like the first time anyone was like, you're special, you have a kind of ADHD that is really rare in women. Like, yeah, cool. Jesus. Yeah, Akis, you're very sweet. Thank you for listing things that I'm good at. But I wasn't really trying to be hard on myself. I was more just being like, I mean, I don't retain facts very well. I only am good at retrieving things that I have that I'm able to follow a process to get to. So if I could just keep following that process and keep finding it again, that's sort of the only thing that I feel really comfortable with. So that's why things like politics. Oh god, smoldering roses, that sounds amazing. Those are two words that I love. I love roses so much.
Great timing.
Like, politics is another example of, like, God knows I can't remember names and dates and shit very well. But it's another thing like economics where, like, understanding the processes by which things work. It's also really good for world building if you do any writing. Like, that shit I'm good at. And it's stuff that I rely on because I can't actually... plus 41. Way to go. Yeah. I'm much more comfortable with that kind of thing. Again, this is also part of the whole like self-knowledge, self-love thing. Like, I've stopped trying to learn Japanese, which I tried for way too long and was just like, man, you're just doing something that you're not predisposed to doing particularly well. And you're killing yourself over it, and that is dumb. You should stop. Put your effort into other things that you're more predisposed to doing well. Or don't care if you're bad at it. I think this combination of stuff has worked out well for me. Oh, hey. Where'd you go? Hi, Carving. Stream boss overlay? Oh no, that's sad. Tell me all about its underwhelmingness.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Whoa! Where are those vibrations at? Oh, man. This is tough, but in a way that does not frustrate me nearly as much as the moths. Whoa!
So,
Man. Oh, God, that is so majestic. Steelix are incredible. I mean, I feel like that's more or less what I was expecting, and the idea would be like you would make cool ways of being able to attack them. Whoa. Wait, what's... Aw, little no bat. Standing up to that giant Steelix.
How'd it go? Hey!
Yes! Oh, I'm so glad that the Noibat standing up to the Steelix is the fuck. That's so sweet. Oh man, that mood, right? Like, that's great. There's something spectacular about that. Alright, we'll deal with you later. Where even is... I don't see it. Okay. Let's get the ones. Okay. Sableye, you are cute. Alright, now Steelix, let's deal with you. 1, 2, 3. Ha ha! Wow, okay. 2, you should be beatable. Maybe? There we go. That should be good. Okay. Okay. Night, Atlas! I love you.
Great timing. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Wow, 5701.
Nice work.
Aw.
Nice work.
Oh, this turned out to be a very delightful stream. Aw, that's great. 62! 62?
Excellent.
Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this to level 3. And then we're gonna go to bed. I'm gonna get to bed having had a beautiful day, and a beautiful yesterday, and a beautiful life
Good luck.
with beautiful cats, one of which is a bit of a bastard. I wonder if this is one of those things where if I take pictures of all of the Noibats, they will all stand up to the Steelix. Hi. Man, this one is exciting and I like it. Oh wow, I think I got some good ones there. Sunset. You get one asshole day, okay? But try to be nice next week. Okay? Can we agree?
So, oh, really?
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. Yes. I wonder if zooming in is a mistake. Okay. There was a crystal bloom somewhere here that I missed last time. Good boy. Whoa. There you go.
All right.
Awesome!
You mind?
you're such a cute little boy. Okay, so that will do it. 1, 2. Okay, those aren't likely to do it either. Let's check the ones. Okay, let's... 2. Okay. Oh, okay, well, that'll do it. That'll definitely be at least 62 points. Feel good about that one. Cool.
All right. Nice work.
Good boy.
Hey. Nice work.
Oh, I so good about that one. Alright. And now level 3. Level 3! Woo! Excellent. Let's check it out at max level. Then we'll be done. I am reliable. I tell the truth.
Good luck.
Oh, hi! Aw, you're so cute. Hold it. Alright. Okay, we've got some... What about spike? 1, 2... Stabilize. Stabilize. Cat. God, you're majestic. Aw, cat, you're majestic too. Even though everyone's unhappy about it. I wonder what these crystal blooms actually do. Be lit up. You're pointless without being lit up. There we go. Oh man, I just want to like climb around these caves. Eat an apple. Take a nap on a rock. This is definitely kind of a bully. There you go. Joltik? Where are you, Joltik?
Alright.
Wait, where's this Joltik, though? Guys, there's a Joltik. Somewhere. And a Sableye. Shoot. That was good.
Hey.
Yay. Alright, we got our extra little shoot in. Ooh. Cool. 3-star Joltics. I want to choose my Steelix. Yeah, actually I think I will go with the 4-star. Okay, let's do it.
Alright. Great timing.
Cat. That was a cat kiss.
Nice work. Great timing. Nice work. Perfect timing.
Hooray!
Great timing.
Hooray! Alright. Woo! Excellent. It's been a delightful chill stream tonight. Thank you all so much, especially everybody who came out last night and supported the big special show that we had, and show up next week on Tuesday when me and Aklis actually finish Catherine. It's gonna be awesome. You're all the best. I love you very much. Everyone sleep well and take care of your mental health and your relationships, and know yourself and cultivate healthy lives and relationships for yourself and communities that are just delightful as the one that I have, and I'm very, very happy to be in. Yay! I'll see you all very soon, probably tomorrow. Mwah.